Hello and welcome to the Most Significant Bit. My name is Jenica Miller, and today we will be discussing how the spider webs is incorporated into engineering and technology today, along with why the engineers chose to do this design. If you've ever wondered why, when you drop your cell phone and you notice when you pick it back up that the screen has a spiderweb effect rather than being shattered or a straight crack across the screen, or when you're driving down the highway and you see a car accident and the front windshield has what appears to be like spiderwebs all over it rather than a glass shatter mess everywhere, you've probably come in contact with what is called laminated or triplex glass. Now, this was actually based off of the spider's web, which we've all come in contact with the spider's web. And in nature, a spider's web is one of the most strongest materials in the world. And so one day, this French scientist, he had a flask and accidentally dropped it. And within that flask was cellulose nitrate, which is like a liquid plastic. And upon it falling, he noticed, that is interesting. My flask did not shatter. The flask, instead of shattering into a million pieces like you would have expected to see when he looked down, it remained its shape for the most part, but rather had this spider web-like design. From there, he began to think, well, I wonder what causes this effect. But it wasn't until later in 1905 that John Crew was actually who invented the triplex glass, where he built upon what this French scientist found and implemented it. So what happened was, the reason why it's called triplex is there are 3 layers to the glass. First, you have your top layer and your bottom layer that are both laminate. And in the middle is you have a sticky residue known as PVB or polyvinyl butyl. And because of that effect, when it comes in contact, like a car crash or dropping of a phone, the glass remains its shape, but it breaks like a spider web. This is implemented most commonly in cars, such as Ford, Subaru, Honda. Most likely, the car you are driving right now, somewhere within that vehicle, it has triplex glass. And one of the big reasons engineers decided to run with this idea and start implementing it was it is a lot safer, especially among vehicles. One of a big common theme in older cars was in a car crash, what caused a lot of physical damage to a person was glass shards flying everywhere. And so with triplex glass, this problem had a brand new solution to where now only the side window might shatter or the back windows might shatter, but the main windshield that you come in contact with does not break. It just cracks into a spider's web. It's safer. It is also implemented in glass staircases because it can withstand the weight of the multiple people climbing up and down them, along with if for some reason something was to fall onto it, it would not shatter, resulting in nearby civilians getting injured. Additionally, engineers are looking into using this in not only the front windshield and staircases, but also in airplanes. The thought is once in a while, something comes in contact with an airplane, causing either the window or the windshield area of it in the cockpit to get cracked. And if this triplex glass is able to be durable enough to withstand those high pressures, this potentially could make airplanes a tiny bit safer for human travel, which would be highly beneficial in the long run with the evolution of airplanes. And finally, it is also being implemented into cars that have sunroofs, because this is becoming a very common theme among other vehicles, especially those that drive them in very hot areas like California or Vegas, where people either during the day or at night enjoy having the top down on their car, their sunroof. And so this provides a little extra safety upon car crashes, because now you don't have glass flying inwards from the windshield and you do not have glass flying downwards from the sunroof, thus making the vehicle as safe as possible from a glass standpoint. And slowly it will be implemented into not only the front windshield, the sunroof, but also into the passenger windows as well. To summarize, today we covered how the spider web has been implemented into technology today and some of its various applications. Thank you for listening.